Hey everyone, welcome back to the podcast. This will be part one. Please join me for part two next week. I'm super pumped because we are in 1 week into the winter shred and everybody is rolling toward their spring break bodies. We are hitting it hard. I hope everyone had an amazing weekend. We had lots of very cold weather here in PA this week. The sun has been popping out, and that has made me happy. My daughter and I, we hit up Ulta, Five Below, and Marshalls this weekend. She loves to look for skincare and all the special finds. So we love to browse and shop. I also check out the fun and new protein options that you can, believe it or not, find at these oddball stores. Marshall's had a new protein chip made out of chickpeas, which we bought and will try. Just a quick reminder, a new podcast episode drops every Monday, so be sure to subscribe so you don't miss a single one. This past week on my Instagram, we celebrated Shred and Clubhouse member Jamie, who has lost 42 pounds, who went from irritated and not losing weight to lowering her blood pressure and saying goodbye to the acid reflux. In the past, she has tried low carb, fasting methods to gain muscle definition, but nothing worked until now. So head over to my Instagram over at Kelly Counts Macros, counts with a K, to check it out. These stories are motivating all my listeners and followers to take action. If you are interested in joining the Clubhouse membership, direct message me or go to kellycountsmacros.com. This past week in the KKM Clubhouse membership, we made a crispy basil parmesan salmon. It was on the meal plan this week. This is making my mouth water as I speak, and it hits the protein. You can even serve it when friends and family come over. The recipe is clickable inside of the Clubhouse and shoots straight into the app. Not only that, but I am featured in the My Macros Plus app, and anyone can search for me under by brand and Kelly Counts Macros. All my recipes are trackable in there. The advantage that Clubhouse members have is that you have my recipe book right inside of the Clubhouse. So all the recipes are in one spot instead of trying to remember where you saved the recipe on social media. Does anybody else do that? It's like, oh, did I pin that on Pinterest? Or did I save that on Facebook? Or did I save it on Instagram? So anyhow, you can find them all in the Clubhouse if you are a member. You make the recipe, decide on your portion size, feed your family, and you're done. Always family-friendly meals and desserts in the monthly membership. Quick favor, would you mind leaving me a review of the podcast? I read every single review and they mean so much to me. They also help me reach more people. So if you haven't left a review yet, please do, and be sure to hit the follow button so you never miss a Monday episode. Help me change the next generation and get rid of the dieting mentality. So today we're tackling a common question I get. A lot of people asking me about bulking. Well, I do understand it can be part of the process. For most of my clients, my ideal clients who just want to have confidence, look good in their bathing suit, and feel confident in the bedroom, I don't think it is a process that needs to be done. I'll explain what I would recommend at the end of this episode series. So, bulking and building muscle, eating a high protein diet will support this. However, you do not need to be in a surplus, especially if you currently have excess fat stored on your body, as going into a surplus will further promote fat gain. So, if you have a lot of stored excess fat stored on the body, you do not need to bulk first. I get that question asked a lot. So, with a caloric surplus, it has been the conventional path to muscle gain, but there's evidence that maintenance calories or a slight deficit also supports muscle hypertrophy, especially when combined with effective resistance training. So this will help avoid any unwanted fat gain, as I know a lot of my clients, once they work so hard, they don't want to bulk due to the scale going up and increasing their body fat. So these two things will promote a leaner physique, strength training, and maintenance calories or a slight deficit. So focusing on a high quality protein intake, Being consistent, which is the magic pill. If I could bottle it up and sell it, I would be a millionaire. And progressive strength training is so important to maximize your results. And I'm not going to pretend like I know anything or everything about bodybuilding. I've never attempted it. I was approached by a trainer one time to try it, and it just did not appeal to me. I will say the evidence is on stage, right? And it has been for years. So I don't know if you know bodybuilders or bikini competitors, but you will notice how dialed in they are with their training and nutrition. They know precisely what they are eating every single day. They weigh all of their food. They typically bring their food to events. They know about how many steps they're taking. Everything is written down, tracked, checked, and reevaluated as they progress through their cut. So perhaps you may ask what they are doing to lose the body fat. A lot of them don't change their training as much as staying consistent. So I see a lot of bodybuilders who already have the strength training in place. So they take a look at their nutrition and their steps. And what I notice most is they are super consistent and they stick to it. And sometimes it isn't exciting or fun, it's hard work. I respect them, but they know the necessary steps they need to take with their nutrition. Adherence for bodybuilders and bikini competitors is essential, and often cardio is brought in later when needed, as the body fat percentage they aim for is significantly less than for us with a regular lifestyle. So, people who compete to go on stage, they're at another level. And this is reflected in the fact that they were cutting and bulking due to them simply having no option but to increase body fat before reducing it to an unsustainable level. Certainly, the majority or 99% of my clients and myself will never need to go or try to go on stage, but this just drives home the fundamentals, okay? So, if you aren't in a calorie deficit, then you aren't losing body fat. Your net steps are a great way, and prioritizing protein is what we should all be trying for and aiming for, as well as being consistent with our nutrition. One thing I have learned just from watching bikini competitors and bodybuilders is their consistency. They do the same routine day in and day out. I think if we can even take something from this and apply it to our lives, it would make reducing body fat, if this is your goal, easier. Number one, eating at similar times each day. Number two, protein at each meal. Number three, step count goal. Number four, prioritizing your sleep and rest. Number five, training and intensity. And finally, trusting the process and having patience. Patience is very, very hard, but you have to trust the process and have the patience. Okay. Now, those were in no particular order. Patience is definitely the hardest part. To continue on, even when you think it's not working. But this is exciting. This isn't earth-shattering news, but the fundamentals can sometimes be overlooked. I'm just going to touch briefly on fasted cardio and if this makes a difference. People often ask me if I eat before my workouts. I am fasted, but that's just because I don't like to eat as soon as I get up and I work out in the morning. So I also don't like anything in my belly as I'm doing my strength training. So this relates more to fasted cardio. Our bodies will use more fat as the primary fuel source during the session, but it does not equate to losing body fat over a 24-hour period. There is no significant increase in energy expenditure, and the body compensates this throughout the day. So it all levels out. So I would not do cardio fasted. You may feel like junk when you're doing it. So, in my opinion, if you feel better training or doing cardio fasted, then keep doing it. But there's nothing that says there's a significant increase in your results. So, there's no right or wrong. It's always better to listen to your body. I guess the most important takeaway here is that you do not have to do cardio fasted to have better results with fat loss. I've not seen any evidence is there. I have loved this episode and I love my next episode. I will do a conclusion of what I suggest you do. First and foremost, either join the Shred wait list. I will put it in the comments. It is open in January, April, and September, or join the Clubhouse membership that starts with a virtual one-on-one so that you can stay on track and can take advantage of all my yummy recipes all in one spot. You can check this out at kellycountsmacros.com, counts with a K. So, in conclusion, perhaps select the workout because you enjoy it. You enjoy the workouts that you love. Number two, the time frame suits your schedule. Okay, if you only have 20 minutes to work out, maybe choosing a program that's an hour just isn't going to work for you. Another thing I suggest is if you do like the hour program, break it up into segments. Do 20 minutes one day, 20 minutes the next day, and then 20 minutes the following day. So do the time frame that suits you. I would suggest refraining from a program because you're sweaty during it, or there's more jumping, or your Apple Watch tells you it's a higher calorie burn, because we now know this won't make a difference for fat loss or weight loss. If you want to do a program where you sweat and move more and enjoy that, then please do it. But you don't need to sweat to lose body fat. We now know, and if you've been hanging around me for a while, it's nutrition, calorie deficit, macros are for fat loss, and that is the absolute driver. It always comes back to your energy balance, and nutrition is where most of us should be focusing our attention. A lot of us have our exercise in place. It's our nutrition that we are not consistent with, and that's what I want to help you with. Join me next week as we go over the second part on what to focus on to reduce overwhelm. I would love for you to share this episode and tag me on social media so I can personally thank you. Also, leaving a 5-star review on the podcast helps me reach more people. Who knows, you might even hear your review read on here. It's time to get out of your own way. Stop overthinking. I know you're busy, short on time, you're overwhelmed. Don't forget to join my free Facebook community at Kelly Counts Macros with a K. Under the guides section, there are all of my freebies, including how to set your own macros, hacks to hit your protein, how to drink wine and lose weight, plus the custom roadmap to muscles. So go in there, grab all the free info. It's under the guides section, and this will help you lose the weight and reveal the defined muscles. Alrighty, friends, thanks for tuning in today. If you found this episode helpful, please share it with somebody who needs to hear it. Remember, it's the all or something mentality you need to incorporate into your fitness and nutrition journey. I'll catch you next time, and just know you're always doing better than you think you are.